Yeah, so this week we're supposed to review the milestone status. So I added a couple of items that I was interested in following up on. So the first one is based on the status of pre-prod and testing the container registry. I've moved a couple of issues to the next milestone, mainly testing online garbage collection. And although the Grafana dashboard has been set up because it's pre-prod hasn't been live, there's nothing to test or to look at yet. And then Joy, you had a comment.
Yeah, we just got out from a pairing session with Henry, and he just deployed the version 3.4 to pre-prod. So that means that we can at least complete B and start working on complete the Grafana dashboards and start testing online garbage collection.
Okay, cool. So I'll keep the Grafana dashboard in 13.12, and then I'll keep the testing garbage collection and pre-prod in 14. Okay.
Sorry, Tim. I have a question. Jerome, did we update the process for deployment? That was something we were trying to get as an artifact out of it, I think. Question mark?
Yeah, I asked Amy and John from the delivery team, and currently there is no documentation for the workflow to deploy the registry. So they raised an issue as a follow-up, but as of now, we don't have details about the process. I'll share the link for that issue.
Yeah, okay. So that was what I understood the situation to be. Thanks, John. Back to you, Tim.
Okay, so the next item I was wondering about the status of items 14, 15, and 16 in the P1 issues. They didn't have check marks next to them, and I didn't see what the status was in the issue, if we were going to have time to get to these. And the first one there is set up test environments for performance testing for the package and container registry. And I think, Sophia, you had a comment about that.
Yeah, actually, we are very close to have this done, meaning that we would have our first Maven performance test running together with the GitLab performance tool. So this is the overall set of performance tests. Yeah, 75%. So I just basically updated the status of the issues, the P1 issues working on. Ruby Gems, the test is not there in the P1 list, but I had the idea that it was before. So I just added that as an information that it got merged. And regarding the documentation issues, the dependency proxy category map is added to the risk map tool site we've seen last Friday. So if you have ideas about dependency proxy and the risks associated to this particular category, feel free to go to the project issue tracker and add the nicely implemented template that Dan created. Thanks, Dan. And run the pipeline just to update the map. That's just it.
Sounds good. Yeah, thank you. Okay, the great milestones so far, and each milestone we plan in addition to the P1s, we plan some stretch goals. So I was just wondering if because I'm planning for 14.0 now, and I'm wondering if any of these will be picked up in time. This week, I guess, would probably be when they need to be picked up to get merged. Yeah, so what issues I'm looking at are the group level endpoint for Python, the API to delete files from a package, and the Ruby Gems download endpoint.
I think from my perspective, I don't know if I'll personally have the time to pick up any of those. If I do, it would probably be maybe the API to delete files, because that one's a shorter one.
That would be great. That's a customer request too.
Okay.
So that would be good to pick up. And I think I might pull the group endpoint for Python as a P1 into 14.0. Just because I mentioned this already, I forget where, probably a bunch of times, but when we added the same functionality for NuGet, we saw a pretty significant increase in activity. So I'm hoping it does the same thing for Python, and if not, that's useful information as well. But okay, and then the download point for Ruby, I think that we'll probably want to pull that into 14.0 too, because I know, Steve, we mentioned we want to wrap that up without waiting too long for the adding gem support. Okay, and then Nico, I know you're working on, just doing everything, but I was wondering about the GraphQL API.
So Maven just got MVP'd. There is another, and ordering as well. There is another MR open for sorting. So we are out NuGet, npm, and generic packages. Definitely it will move forward. And there is one issue that is blocking to ultimate the order that definitely requires some eye attention, because we need to change the scopes in our models. And that's a very delicate change. So that's gonna be the blocking final piece that I can't take care of.
Can you share that issue with me or in the notes?
Sure.
And I could try and plan it for next milestone.
I'll put it in the notes.
Okay. Okay, and then there was a couple of other items on there. We had an investigation item for concurrent access to the database. I think we're blocked on that. I don't see. You're right. We're still blocked on that.
Haley already started the MR. We are just waiting for some input from the database team, but I don't think it's going to be a problem. So. Okay.
And then we had an investigation open for caching the list of tags for container repositories. I thought that investigation concluded as it might not be the best idea right now.
Actually, no. The investigation hasn't started yet, so okay. That issue hasn't been picked up.
Okay. And then adding API performance tests for the container registry was the last one.
I think we may be able to actually complete this in the milestone, but it's still a bit early to say, since I would like to also spend some time testing the container registry in pre-prod. So depending on how this is going to be.
Okay, that makes sense. Yeah, that was all the questions that I had. One note, I saw user level data for the month of April came in yesterday, and pretty cool. We saw jumps in Conan and Composer jumped by like 40%, which is cool because we invested in resolving a couple of key issues for those features. So it's nice when you could see like, oh, we delivered a feature and then our usage went up. So yeah, that's just some good news I thought I'd share.
Cool. Thanks for that. And thanks for sharing the good news there. Tim, that's great to see increased usage. And it's nice to see like we fix a thing and people go, this is great now. It's always good to get that type of feedback. Does anyone have any other concerns or issues they'd like to discuss regarding the remainder of the milestone that we have planned?
There is still this open question for the settings that is behind feature flag. So the work is complete, our side, but it won't be released in this milestone because the feature flag will be removed in 14.0. I'm pinging this again because there were some movement from I think it's the create team that is dealing with this, because they changed the feature flag name at some point in the process. So I kind of lost a little bit of context there, but the work is done. It's just not released.
Okay, cool. And I have an issue planned for 14.0 for just managing that feature flag and following up on it.
Does that address your concern, Nico?
Yep.
Cool.
Thank you.
Thank you for the question. Anything else we need to chat about? Any other cross-group dependencies or any other concerns we have? Awesome. All right. Well, I'm going to stop the recording. People want to hang around, they're welcome to do so. To everyone following along at home, thank you very much for your time. And I hope everyone has a great rest of their day.